Let's talk Golden State Warriors. Welcome back. Game day today. And we're, as usual, very excited to see the Warriors on the court. We are playing tonight against the Sacramento Kings. We are playing there, and then we come back home on Friday to play against them again at the Chase Center. We're going to talk about all the informations for the game today. We'll talk what we could expect and what we want to see in this game, what will be the things that we'll review during this game and important for the Warriors for the rest of the preseason and for our season as well. So before we go on, please don't forget to subscribe, support the channel. We are heading to that 8,000 subscribers. I want to reach that before the opening night, and I count on you for that. So Warriors playing tonight against the Sacramento. We know the Sacramento brings bad memories. We just lost to them, and that's how we were out of the playoffs. That was the game. The last game, actually, Klay Thompson had as a Warriors player, where he went 0 out of 10. So it wasn't really bad memories. And before that, out of the last 12 games against Sacramento in the regular season, the Warriors actually have a good record. Out of those 12 games, we won 9 and we lost 3. But we lost the last 2, plus that game, the last game that was qualifying for the playoffs. And so we are not really with a recent really good record, hoping we can start bouncing back and take some revenge today. The Sacramento that has had a few movements this offseason. I'm not going to get too much in details of each one of them. In my opinion, the 2 big ones was resigning Malik Monk. That's really important for them. And then bringing DeMar DeRozan. So one extra all-star level caliber player there. It's going to be very interesting to see. If I'm not wrong, this is their first preseason game. So interesting to see how De'Aaron Fox, Sabonis, and DeMar DeRozan play together, how the new Sacramento King will be. And don't miss the opportunity to get all kinds of Golden State Warriors products with discount. And if you are in the US, there is also free shipping. You can get t-shirts like this one. You can get hats. You can get any of those frames back there. Anything of the Golden State Warriors you will find there, and they are all official products. Just use the link, buy it, and you can get amazing discounts. For the Warriors, what should we expect and what we want to see tonight, or what is going to be interesting to pay attention at, right? So let's remind, DeAnthony Melton, not many people were expecting. He started as number 2 the first preseason game. So is that happening again today? Is that how Steve Kerr is going to give some indication that's really the way that he intends to go, and keeping maybe Kuminga out of the rotation, Andrew Wiggins out of the rotation, or at number 3, and then Kuminga would go to the bench and keeping switching between that 3 and 4 position with Wiggins and Draymond. So things to pay attention on that. What is going to happen with Moses Moody? He played so well on that last preseason game after coming from the 3rd unit and not being included directly on that 2nd unit rotation. But then he really outstanded, and Link Waters the 3rd as well. So what Steve Kerr is going to give to them, who actually overall what we want to see and understand is who is losing minutes compared to the first preseason game and who is winning. And keep in mind, let's be realistic, because sometimes people tend to put some extra drum on it. Even if someone misses minutes today, it doesn't necessarily mean anything, right? The preseason is a moment of testing. So it's expected that we're going to see different things than we saw in the first preseason. Not necessarily it means that they didn't work. It's just that we need to try more. That's how you do when you don't actually have a very solid starting 5 decision, because you need to see more, right? It's different if we look to the past and we had Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, and DeMarcus Cousins. No one had questions on who would be the starting 5. For this year, the Warriors have a more spread roster. So we need to define and still finding ways. Like, I want to see, is Steve Kerr like trying more of Kyle Anderson as a 4, or what is happening on that? It's Trace Jackson still starting, or Looney. So I think the second game is going to bring a lot more of the Warriors for us. It's going to be very exciting, and we're going to be able to see how things are evolving, right? The Warriors are back to the Chase Center. They have been practicing there. Andrew Wiggins, it's good news, is back. He's not playing tonight, but we will see him eventually. Curry already said, Wiggins already said they're not really concerned about this time off. I do think, and I said that if you haven't seen, take a look on this video here, because I said yesterday that I think Wiggins and a few other players are the big losers so far of the training camp and the preseason, and I explained there why. And I think there are some big winners as well. So what is happening with Buddy Hield too? There's a lot going on. It's very exciting. We are heating up toward the opening night, and I wanted to show you once again the preseason schedule. We will be together here. I will come after the game with post-game analysis, comments. You're also able to see the full highlights. So keep connected with us. Let's take a look on the full schedule for the preseason once more. So Warriors playing tonight against the Kings, and then they play again on Friday. That's the first game in the Chase Center. And then we go to Detroit. We play in the Chase Center against the Detroit Pistons, and 2 games against the Lakers. First in LA, and then back at the Chase Center to close our preseason, and then get ready for opening night on October 23rd against the Trail Blazers. So the Warriors are getting there. I think we're figuring out. There's still more things happening. I think the Warriors should be prepared, they are preparing. They are trying to understand, as I keep saying, how things will build up, who is stepping up, who is actually going to bounce back from that first game or actually not maintain what they presented. Then start the season, check the rotation, check the minutes, who deserves more or less, what are the real gaps, and then decide for a trade. There's 2 interesting rumors going on, and one is that some insiders are confirming that the Warriors are preparing and have the assets for a big trade, which is undeniable. We have players that could eventually be involved, right? Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody. I think everyone is open. Kevin Looney, Gary Payton II, but Stephen Curry, and a little bit Draymond Green, but more Stephen Curry. But there are also some insiders saying that the Warriors might not do, and fans should get ready for the Warriors actually not doing anything. And that could happen if the Warriors win enough games to compete for a playoff spot. And when we get close to that trade deadline of February 16, it still requires a lot of the Warriors to actually bring someone. Again, Mike Dunleavy Jr. said that, and I 100% agree. It's really hard to make a big trade right now, right? All teams, they want to be winners on those trades. So when they're giving you a big player, they really want everything from you. Like they want first-round picks, assets, like volume of assets. So you really deprecate your roster to bring some big names. And the Warriors need to be careful about that as well, because when you are a GM, when you are an owner, you just don't look for now. You need to look for now, plus 5 years, 10 years. You need to look for the future as well. And that's the fine balance and why it's so hard to decide on these trades, right? So I want to hear on the comments, what do you think? Should the Warriors still be ready to put a trade before February 16, even if that impacts and meaning that we're going to sacrifice the few first-round picks that we have for the next 5 years, plus include a few players? Let me know. Give some ideas. We can comment and hear. Leave there in the comments. Who would you like the Warriors to go for, and why you think they should do it? I would love to hear more. Excited for the game and looking forward to see you again here after for the full highlights and the analysis. And if you want to know more about why and how the Warriors are one of the biggest dynasties ever, just watch this video here.